Hello and welcome. My name is Siddiq Muslim. I'm from Afghanistan and I'm student of Data and Knowledge Engineering here at OVGU. With me today are two of our alumni. We will have a glance at their study journey and life after Masters. Could you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Yeah, my name is Ayman Malik. I have done my Master's in Data and Knowledge Engineering from OVGU, and my Bachelor's was in Computer Engineering from Pakistan. I come from Pakistan.
Yeah, so my name is Jitendra Rai. I'm from India. I did my bachelor's in computer science, and after that I was working for like 3 years. And then I came to Magdeburg and I completed my master's in data and knowledge engineering.
Could you give us a brief overview of your study program before master's and if there were any work experience and their relation with your master's program?
My bachelor's degree was in computer engineering from National University of Sciences and Technology, Pakistan. It contained modules both of software and hardware side, so it is very directly linked with the master's program of data and knowledge engineering. Of course, the master's program is more specific, but the foundations and the basics somehow I had covered in my bachelor's as well. And after my bachelor's, I worked as a lab assistant in my university for around 10 months. So it is not really sufficient work experience, but during that time I was applying all over for my master's degree and giving tests and everything, so that was actually a preparation time. So my considerable work experience is not really that much between my master's and bachelor's.
Okay.
So for me, yeah, I did bachelor's in computer science, so for sure it helped me because master's program of DKE needs some basic knowledge of basic computer skills, so that was really helpful. And as I said that I did work also, so that kind of gave me an exposure to the latest technology. And when I was doing my master's here, then I had a very good opportunity because I was able to connect things and fill the gaps. So that was really helpful for me.
So coming to the skills part, what are the major skills that you have acquired during your master's program and that come handy in your professional environment?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So for the first time, I was very much kind of, focused because the subjects that I took, they needed a lot of attention and you have to spend a lot of time and you have to finish the assignments and things like that. So you have to very planned and focused and you have to deliver on dates. So it's kind of improved my time management skills and self-focusing and grooming myself to that, okay, I have to commit and I have to deliver. So that was the best thing that I got from here doing my master's. So this is more on the, I guess, like self-management side, but more skills, I'll say that I went through different courses, so I gained exposure to different areas, and yeah, that's all.
Ayman?
Yeah, in my case, my programming skills were not really polished in my bachelor's. I did not really take part, was not really interested, should have been, in learning programming. So in my master's degree, the projects that I did really helped me to start from scratch, and it's not really difficult for all those watching. Even if your bachelor's degree was not enough for you to polish your skills, you can start even in your master's. That is what I did. So my programming skills, basically working with databases, these are the two main things that I learned in my master's, and that really helped me.
So as you're coming from a different place, there must have been some differences. So studying in here, what are the major challenges you have faced and how did you tackle them?
Academically, it's a very different place to study. My university back in Pakistan had my bachelor's. I think there's obviously a difference in bachelor's and master's everywhere, but the place where I come from, there's a different education system, different ways lectures are handled, student-teacher relationship, everything is different. So here it was a challenge basically And because the lecture environment is more casual, it's not really, there is not much spoon feeding, as we call it, for the students. Students have to make efforts themselves if they want to get a good grade. It's not really just there for you to, just memorize and write. So it is a very different, it's very conceptual based, basically. You really have to study, you really have to work hard if you want to get a good grade. So it was difficult, but if accepted and if you're prepared for it, then it really grooms you in a very good way.
Right. Jitendra, you want to add something to that?
Yeah, so for me also the same problem that she explained. So we have a different way of studying. Here is a different way. Here you have to be much more self-confident and you have to do everything of your own. So you have to be much more focused. Yeah, it was really different, but it was a good difference. So it make you more mature and you actually grow up good.
So coming to the important part, the thesis of the master's program, how long before the starting your master thesis did you start planning for master thesis, selecting the topic and researching about it?
I actually started looking for master thesis in my third semester. I was not really. Some people I've seen here, they're like right from the first semester. They have an idea in mind what they want to perform their thesis on. But I was not one of them. I started looking for topics in my third semester. I was sure that I wanted to do it in a database field. So I consulted my seniors and instructors from that field. I wrote emails to different professors if they have a topic in mind or if they can guide me to formulate a topic. So that is how I ended up with a topic in databases. But the time period of the search was almost 1.5 semester.
So the best way is not to be shy and look for help when you're not in a position to decide.
That's the main thing, yeah. Because it's not, you're not always, you cannot always be, some people are very sure of what they want to do and some people are not. So it's okay to accept that you're not and you can ask people, they can help you and then you can see what you want.
Great. How did it go for you, Jitendra?
Yeah, for me it was pretty difficult because the thing is that in DKE we have such a variety of courses, and so more variety creates more confusion, and I was kind of lost. But I had a plan that okay, so I'll do my master thesis when I think that okay, I have achieved or the goal of masters is done. So at the first point I wanted to learn more about the various technologies and the courses. So for the first 2 semesters I took a lot of courses from different departments, and I was just finding that okay, which is the interesting thing and how to pursue with it. And then later I spoke with a couple of the seniors, or we have faculty members who help. So one thing that okay, don't be afraid, if you have any problem just contact the faculty, so you get a good advice. So I got some advices that okay, master thesis is not about only you just do a programming or you submit a thesis document and it's done. It's also about your presentation skills and everything. It's an overall mixture. So I thought okay, now I have something called as programming or those things ready, but I knew that I had a bit of soft skills which was lacking on me, and I was in my second semester, like I just finished it, so I had a 3-4 semesters with there. So I thought okay, let's take a break and look for something to improve your soft skills. So I took some seminars, and also back in India I had no idea how to write a thesis because it's a very detailed documents and you have to be very precise with the grammar that you use, the language that you use. So I wanted to have a kind of a training in that as well, because master thesis is kind of a deciding, and if you do bad then complete masters goes in a different way. So that's why I took like 3 semesters. And when I was sure that okay, yes, I can pursue with it, then I went through it.
So coming to the post-study part of the program, what is the job you're doing right now and how closely it's related to your master thesis or your area of interest?
Okay, so I did my master thesis in startup and I'm working in one of the startups in Berlin. So the biggest plus point I'll say is that during my master thesis, it was so intense. Like you have to go through a lot of publications, articles, you have to speak with so many people, and doing all these things, you get a lot of perspectives, like what do you think and how others people think. So this kind of opened my mind, and when I started working, or when I gave the interview for the company in which I was working, I was kind of a confident, and I was giving the right answers to the point. You know, and this all came because of the thesis, the research that was done behind my thesis. And also, it's not the master thesis, I'll say, it was the complete master's program, as in the way they groomed you to be, you know, deliver on time, be focused, time management. So these things are working right now in my work. I can, so being office on time, delivering on tasks, speaking with people, because it's a multicultural environment here. So, you know, and you have to speak with a lot of people. So it kind of helped me in overall aspect, yeah.
So communication is a key factor as well.
Communication is the key factor, yeah.
And how long before you got your first job, you started applying for jobs?
So in this sense, I'll say I was a bit lucky, because I got job within 3 months, I'll say. But I was really trying very hard. And also, as I said, that I knew my interest, so I was not kind of applying everywhere. I was focusing on the interest, so I was getting positive response.
Emin, I would like to pose the same question to you also.
I'm currently doing an internship with a software startup named Microcast. They just recently started in 2017, and my job is basically front-end development. So it is definitely related to my master's in general. I learned all those development skills and programming languages in my master's. I polished them in my master's degree, but it's not really related to my thesis. As I said, it was in databases, and this is just development. And I did not really actually apply for jobs on my own. I sent my CV to the career office of the university, and they are really helpful. So they forwarded to different vacancies, and some of them contacted me. And this one I liked because it was an internship, and I don't want to jump in a job directly. I first want to know what I want. So I'm right now in the deciding area, but I'm working with them, and I'm learning new things every day.
What do you think, how important it is to learn the German language, and if you have any final words of advice that I may have not covered?
The German language is very important. I cannot overemphasize this fact that if you're coming to Germany to study your master's and work, you have to learn German. On a side note, a language is a door to a country's tradition and cultures, and you should, after 10, 20 years, you should have, when you say that you have been to Germany and you do not know the language, then I think your journey is not really fully fulfilled the idea of coming to Germany. So yeah, German language is very important, and if you want to work here after that and you want to meet German people and learn from them, because it's the technology hub, this part of the world. And if you want to fully take advantage of your visit, of your stay and work here in Germany, then you have to learn German language.
Great. Jitendra, you want to add anything?
Yeah, I totally agree with her. Like, you come to a different country and you should at least put effort to learn the language. And one more piece of advice, that if you have a German language, for sure you're gonna get a very good job, and the probability will be much more higher than a student who doesn't know the German language, irrespective of having the same degree. So please focus on German language as well. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate the time.
Thank you for inviting us.